Imagine you would be in a ship in a huge storm, driving along, and you have no idea where you are going. That sounds scary, right? This is what has happened to Paul. How will he feel? What will happen with him? And what will happen to the other prisoners on board? What will happen with the Roman centurion who has to guard them? What will happen to the helmsman, to the captain, and the sailors? They are hardly able to make the lifeboat secure, so the men take it aboard. Then they pass ropes under the ship itself to hold it together. The men are afraid that they will run aground on sandbars, so they lower the sails and let the ship be driven along. The next day, as violent winds continue to batter the ship, the crew begins throwing the cargo overboard. It doesn't help. Oh, it is so scary! Will they drown? On the third day, the men even throw the ship's tackle overboard with their own hands. The terrible storm rages for many days. Neither sun nor stars appear. It is so dark on the huge waves of the sea. The people can't see anything. Finally, they give up all hope of being saved. Is there no one who can help? Yes, there is someone. God, He is also in control over wind and waves. For Him is nothing impossible. But when you don't know Him, you will not know. The people feel hopeless. No one has eaten for a long time. Then Paul stands up and says, "Men, you should have taken my advice not to sail from Crete. Then you would have spared yourselves this damage and loss. But now I urge you to keep up your courage, because not one of you will be lost, only the ship will be destroyed. Last night an angel of the God to whom I belong and whom I serve stood beside me and said, 'Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand trial before Caesar. God has graciously granted safety to everyone sailing with you. So keep up your courage, men, for I have faith in God that it will happen just as He told me. Nevertheless, we must run aground on some island.' Paul knows we can trust God. He does what He says. Will the scared people believe Paul's message? Do you believe God's words? On the 14th night, the ship is still being driven across the sea. About midnight, the sailors sense land is near. They drop a weighted line and find that the water is 120 feet deep. That is about 37 meters. A little later they measure again and find it is only 90 feet, 27 meters deep. They are afraid that they will be dashed against the rocks along the shore. So they throw out 4 anchors from the back of the ship and wish for daylight. The sailors plan to escape from the ship. They pretend that they are going to lower some anchors from the bow. But that's not what they do. They lower the lifeboat down into the sea. Then Paul says to the centurion and the soldiers, "Unless these sailors stay aboard, you cannot be saved." The soldiers trust Paul's words, so they cut the ropes that hold the lifeboat and let it drift away. Now nothing can help them anymore. The only one they have to trust is the Lord, and that is the same for us.